So hello everyone, I'm here, welcome to my review of New Game episode 10-2. I found it a really good episode. It's probably gonna be one of my longer reviews, maybe, I don't know. But it's when they have stuff that I feel like, okay, this is actually game development stuff. I'm gonna sit here and talk about that. This happens to me in real life, right? And of course talking about the anime. I try to at least. Now, but New Game opens up to me like, yeah, I've been there, Hashime. I feel you, girl, like that kind of opens up that for me sometimes, right? So I want to talk about that. Because the first scene really is something that actually happens a lot in real life. Which is Hashime and Haori, and like she's the new game designer, right? And she's the new coder. She's like, can you please do this for me as well? And he's like, no, please, no. Like, can you also do this for me, please? Like that kind of thing, right? So that's what about first. But I also mentioned that I read that episode before getting to the whole game development thing, and that part I say, man, great episode because Nenechii is the main character, right? No, but really, because Aoba wasn't the main character. Like, she was out last week, he's out this week. She has a little Nene party, right? With we see the coupling, the matchmaking kind of each couple. But Nene is kind of like Umiko usually, but yeah, it's like Nene is either with Aoba or with Umiko, right? So here was her and Aoba doing their stuff. And then we see all the couples, which is a really good scene for that, man. I'll say that, right? Really good. I love this scene. We see the different matches. Like, okay, so here's like Yun and Hashime have home with Yun playing with her children, right? And it's like, that's like, oh yeah, big sis. It's like, yeah, we're gonna live here. It's like, oh, your food is so great. And then we see like Mom and Haori and oh, we finally meet. Oh, I love you, and so on, right? And of course, it ends with this like really nice scene here with Yagami and Toyama, right? You sort of present and everything, and then it's like, oh, that's a good news. It's like, what you doing? It's like, come on, you know you want this. It's like, always like this. Yeah, like that was really awesome. The whole scene there was just very nice. But otherwise, I mean, it felt like half the episode how about Nenechii, right? Being like a first coding project at work, and of course Haori and Hashime's first games. I felt Haori's part wasn't very interesting. I mean, not that was bad though. Sorry about first. It wasn't bad for a second. I mean, I think every part was really good. I think this is easily for me a 10 out of 10 episode. I think it's a really 10 out of 10, really good episode. But I think her part was mainly as being the antagonist for a game designer, right? So I think her part. The interesting question is that she's like, oh, this is my first job and I'm not actually a full employee. I'm just on like my probation, an intern. I don't know exactly the rules they have, but it's something like that, right? She's out of college and she's doing her like first gig, and yeah. I guess she's getting paid. Yeah, probably she's getting paid, right? Yes, yeah. She's probably getting paid. Not necessarily though, but I assume she's getting paid. But they're not like full-time. They don't have the kind of like the security contract that you usually have if you work for, right? It's the same here. I mean, it depends on different countries and so on, but usually you have a probation time. Like in my home country, in Sweden, it's 6 months. It's really long, actually. Where, for example, when I worked for Activision Blizzard, I never had that. Yeah, I never had that. I tell you what, I never had that. Yeah, like that I had like, then I used to work there. Yeah, they never had any probation time. They just hired me. But I think it's different sometimes. This is also game development, like I said. But I think it's different sometimes where it's like, okay, we want you to come work here in the country, right? So they're like, we have the job for you here. You have to get an apartment and so on, or we maybe have that in another country. And then you should say that, well, I want to have like a real, you know, a more powerful contract. I guess because I never had a thing about it when I worked as a game developer at that company. And then that's probably mainly because they were like, well, we just give you like a real, like, you know, contract that's helping you in both ways and so on. I even had a contract if I died working there, they would pay my, I could pick a person that, or dividing it, 3 months salary, I believe, yeah, if I died to like my mom or whatever, if I had a wife and so on. Yeah, like extra in my contract. It's kind of weird. Felt very American, but yeah. I was like, oh, that's okay. But you otherwise usually you have, like in Sweden, you have 3 to 6 months probation. Usually, 6 months is the maximum by law. You can't have more than that. If you have more than Sweden, you have some weird contract and it's illegal. It's actually, maybe I should say too much here, but I think I'm almost 100% sure if you work for a company in Sweden it is, because there's a lot of like really good laws for the worker, right? Sweden. So if you work for a company, even if company was like you have 12 months probation, but you work for 6 months full time, you actually are off your probation. So they can still like fire you and so on. But if they fire you when you're not on probation, you have more severance package, so on is extended, and that's automatically included by the Swedish law, or you can sue them because you cannot have more. Even if you write yes the contract, that is not legal. Like the contract is illegal then. If you work for 6 months, you're defended by like the general constitution of kind of the countries. I think you actually can. I'm 95% sure on that because that sounds like Sweden. Sweden is very known for its like worker system, right? It's very, very working solidarity and so on. Yeah, that's very, very harsh there. So yeah. But anyway, she's on that right in Japan. I'm guessing. I don't know exactly what that is in Japan. I think it definitely probably is different per company, right? Not just the country itself. That being said, I think Japan has pretty good working laws as well. I don't know them personally very well. I could actually have. I know like 50 people working there who's brought someone. Was this already later? I should have typed someone. I guess someone on Facebook in like 5 minutes, but whatever. They probably have some kind of system. You first have the count, this probation or whatever. Then you have the company, right? So you have to work there for a while, a testing period, and if you fail it or not. And during that time, it is to fire you. It's easier to like if you get fired or unassigned or whatever, you probably don't get as much like package or if non-package or so on, right? Or like you have to leave on that day, or if you have some extra time frame, right? Well, you fired, but you can work for another month, or like legally you have to work for another month, you pay for the month, so on. So you have all of that, right? And that's Haru's part. She's coming in with that, and she's like, okay, this is really troublesome for me, Hashime-senpai, because I know that I'm following the schedule now. I'm breaking the order of higher ups that we had like 2 weeks ago for you, and will I get fired? Yeah. So that's her point, right? So obviously she has a meaning in the story, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, she's just a coder. I don't say that's a bad way, but it's like that's kind of how it's presented, right? She's a great coder, and she does her code right. So that's kind of like she's more. Yeah, I felt that her part was great. I mean, it wasn't bad, but at the same time, like her personality didn't really matter. That's the kind of man. So maybe I sound harsh there, but I really felt like they kind of presented her as she's just there with like, please don't make me code too much stuff in this much time frame because I will get fired. That's just her thing. And then she's a really good coder, and everything Hashime asks her for, she just does and better, right? So it means she can do all the code and everything, and it's no problem actually doing the actual job in itself. It's like, well, if I do it for you, I can do other stuff. So she's purely the like super talented coder with like almost no personality, honestly. So that maybe was only a weak spot in the episode itself, because her personality was kind of null, right? Like she didn't actually offer anything to the. She had one line. It's like, oh, I should have said it, which was good though. But after that, she's just kind of there, right? You know, she's kind of like, oh, whatever. Like she's just really good at what she's doing, but she's afraid of getting fired. She's just afraid, yeah. So she has one emotion, which is fear, and that's all about Hashime. But the Hashime part I think is really great because she's a game designer. Like it's her first game design job. She's been the 3D modeler before, right? Or rigger, I think technical rigger, right? And mainly a technical rigger. She's been that, and now she's a game designer and the rigger, I guess. That isn't shown anymore, but I'm pretty sure she would just like be 100% game designer because she's like designing the mini games and so on. And it's a bigger game, I guess, but it feels to me that she probably does it for like 1 or 2 days, and the other days she does the rigging, right? Probably? I'm just guessing. I think that's the reason about this. So it's all about her, because in her perspective, it's like, how can I motivate this new hire to like not be afraid? Because that's one thing. She's like and I mean, just think about it at the beginning with, but after she confronts her, she's like, I'm really afraid of getting fired. She's like, oh, I didn't think about it. I'm so sorry. Let's fix it. That's her first major issue. As the designer's like, oh shit, I am getting someone fired. I have to fix this. Yeah, so that's the main concern, right? After like a few meetings there, after a few scenes, like a few days, and then obviously she's like generally how they're motivated and so on. That's kind of what the means. So Haru is kind of like this tabula rasa coder, right? She's kind of like, I do code, and it's kind of like, how do I make her do my code? So I think that's interesting. I mean, I work with that on a daily. That's my job, right? I'm a game designer, and I work with that. And my coders are more more diagonistic. Don't watch this, please. You know who you are. Don't watch this, please. No, but it's like I work with a bunch of different people over the years. I mean, I'll be a company, it's a few hundred employees and so on, but their interactions is less, of course. But it's always the same. It's always the same thing. The different factors, different reasonings, different like back and forth and so on. But the general thing, of course, is that when you're a designer or the game stuff, you have to say that I want to do this, and then someone tells you, oh, but that is a lot of hard work. It's like, yeah, but it's gonna be awesome for the gamer. It's like, nah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the first thing. Right? You have to motivate them to do it. But actually, it's kind of divided into different things, which is kind of weird in this episode. Which I have to say, the only thing in the episode is kind of weird with is, well, it depends. I guess Haku says it's kind of like the big boss, right? It's like whatever I use to do the minigame. Because it's kind of like usually it is me, you would do the minigame design, and then you go to your boss say, this is the design, and she would be like, ah, okay, it's fine, and then you go to the coder. Here you kind of felt that he skipped that part, and didn't talk to her before she decided that the Red Green Light game to even do that. So that was a little weird, I guess. But it's a big company, I guess you can talk to her. I mean, not like that, but still. So yeah, okay, fine. So that you can do whatever you want in the minigame, I suppose. And then they come to her after they've done it for like a week too much. Yeah, after like overwork for a week or something. Like, is it good, boss? She's like, yes. Give me fish too. It's like, well, F-word. Do it. It's like, okay, boss. I guess right. So but yeah, I think it was interesting to see how she's like overcoming it. So really good moments there, and like what I say in reality, I'm not gonna be super serious here as a game designer. It's a lot about. It depends on what you do when you work and so on in different companies, but mainly my best advice is not to do with Hashime. It's kind of funny though. She's doing the Haruka. How would Big Boss do it? Oh, you silly girl! You my little. It's like, what the do you? I mean, that kind of thing. Yeah, do not do that. I think it's way. Yeah, that is absolutely the worst thing you can do, in my opinion. It's not about being okay. How can I become lead director, like experience, senior game designer character? How does she do it? I think it's pretty much the reverse. It's like I think personally, I do this thing. I think okay, this person A, he or she likes this thing, and she likes when I talk this. Okay, I'm gonna adapt to that. Like, I'm maybe that's me, but I'm the chameleon designer. Now it's like, okay, I'm gonna speak to you in the way that you like dialogue. Do like this word and so on. That's just it's kind of me, I guess. Okay, I can adapt to the person and become more like them, right? With of course having my super annoying, all over the place personality always, but I still try to like control it in different angles. Something like that. Hashime's plan was like, I'm gonna just become this like experienced older lady that worked here for 50 years. That didn't work. that's the worst plan. Just trying to become something you see against you yourself. It's probably very effective. But I think it's a good struggle there, and it has some really funny moments. Like I just love that point because that's something I definitely relate to. When I like in my last job had I say like, oh, I want this thing, and then someone is like, that's a lot of work, but can we do this thing instead? Or maybe like, maybe we could change this thing. And I'm like, oh yeah. Then I get to, oh, you say you want to do this thing instead? Well, that gives me this idea. You're like, get this thing instead. And they're like, and I'm like, you said this would be the most work, right? Damn it. And then they feel that, okay, they have to do that, right? So that's kind of, yeah, so I definitely been there in Hashime's suit, and I can feel Haru's problem is. She's like, the only line she does is like, maybe it should be multiplayer. Multiplayer? Let me decide that! I'm just like, oh no, I have to do multiplayer, and I have to do network. I was like, oh no, should not have said that. So I definitely been in that other position, but I am the designer, someone tells me that, can we do that? I'm like, okay, we can do that instead. Let me just work on that. Let's work on the specs for that. And they're like, oh no, I have, because then they have kind of curved in the corner, right? But it isn't how it works though, to be honest, because sometimes I feel that when I work with this, I say, okay, I want to do A, B, and C. And someone's like, no, I don't want to do C, I want to do A, B, and D. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going to do D as well. And I'm like, oh no, I have to do D. I was kind of committed to doing D then, right? And I'm like, hey, I actually wanted to do D all along. Not really, but it's more like, then they have kind of committed to doing D. Because usually it's about time frame, how hard it's to work, and so on, right? But if a coder tells you something, I would say, generally, and it tells you that, oh, I don't really want to do C, but I think D looks hard, but kind of almost as hard, but really fun. I want D in my game. They say, okay, let me write the spec for D then. They're like, okay, I guess I do D then. So they kind of want, they have the motivation to do it, right? So, pull out what they want to do, right? And do it. I think so, at least. It's very interesting in this. And of course, it got kind of class position there. She's like, you talk to the boss, and she's like, okay, can I trust you? Because you're not very good with people. You're not very good with people. Can I trust you? Anyway, okay, let's go to the next scene. I think it was very interesting. I read it a lot. Especially, I think it was interesting how they made Haori, both bad and good, how they just made her like, she's just like a machine here. It's like an AI, just code. And it's like, how do I control this machine? How do I get the machine to work? That kind of sounds right. Mom even interfered. Yeah, said, you're sloppy, Haori. You try to earn time. You see that thing's looking at things. Like, yeah, the AI is horrible. It's like, no one cares. I'm in the game. That's not my girl. So even they're in busting headed, right? So that was interesting. That's what the woman I love. Yeah, that was good. And then a robot person being like, it sucks. Like, what? I want my child. She's like, yeah, like, what's happening? But anyway, Nenechii, come on. Let's go away from the real life stuff. Let's go to best girl Nenechii. Loving it. I love every scene with that Nenechii, right? You know, I'm always unbiased. She's my favorite character by far. Every part was great. Her and Haori having this like, you see this, Haori? The ball is spinning! It's like, yeah, good job. There's like 5 minutes. Yeah, he's spinning! I just love it. And I just love her character. I mean, this is a Nenechii's physical comedy. It's always been the best. Actually, this is how she flies. It's like, oh, she! Like, that's the best scene ever. It's like, Nenechii! Or she runs to like save them, like they're bullying her. Or no, they're bullying Nene, right? And Oba comes running. It's like, no, my Nene! And like, it's super slow. And like, what's wrong with Yoba? It's like, all of the scenes are the best scenes. Man, they are awesome in the physical comedy. And I see it again because every scene, Nenechii, is so well made in my opinion in comedy-wise, in physical comedy. Because every time she does something, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm playing this thing, it works! And you see like, it's so goodly animated, how her body is like, yeah, it's like, there's like subtle, very little changes on her body. It's like her arm shaking a bit, the shoulder rising a bit like a cat, right? I see the head shaking a bit, doesn't it work? It's like those are so well managed. It's for Nenechii. Nenechii's body line is the best one because she's a very animated character, right? The rest of them are kind of like, yeah, play this game. She's like, like, yeah, she has to go for all the time, right? And she has to kind of smug, like, it's so easy. You see this Erika sound? I was like, yes, Nenechii, you did something. Like, keep doing that, right? So I think that's like a huge point. Why it's so funny with Nenechii, I think. Why it's so funny? Because every scene we see her test her own game, she's always like doing some weird body stuff. It's very subtle, but it works so fine with her. And of course, sometimes it takes way more extravagant, but generally that thing, then we see like Umiko come up behind her, she's like, oh my gosh, and falling into her, and it's super cute, and also super overplayed. She's like, I can't move, she's like, okay. And of course, Umiko being like the robot cheese, that is super calculated, unemotional person, like, yes, Nenechii. Like the reverse of Nenechii. They are clearly the best couple in the anime. I just love them together. This is so, oh god, they're so black and white, right? They are different, chaotic in order. She's like, every time. Why did I hire you? It's like, oh man, every time it's like this. But yeah, so first of all, replace the game. I loved it. That made me laugh so much. I'm laughing at thinking about it right now internally, trying to not laugh out loud again. I'm trying to talk here. I just love this scene. Sasha enter the game and she's like, why don't you have normal? This guy tried to tell someone a good joke. You can't laugh at that because I think it was so brilliant. She's like, you have easy and you have hard. And she's like, what have you done? And she's like, oh, but hard is kind of like fireballs and whirlwinds and wind passages and like random encounters with random stuff and it's like random maze, right? Yeah, like the dungeon crawler with random maze, like all of that. It's like, of course you do. The problem is, why is it not normal? Like, that's your problem? Like, I just love that. It's just so brilliant. It's such an Umiko moment there. She's like, okay, so you made a game that has easy mode, which is like a maze. Okay, good job, girl. You made a hard version, which has fireballs, winds, random stuff, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get that. It probably is not gonna work because you're crazy. The problem is, why is it not normal? Like, why is this a normal? Like, why do you call it easy and hard? You have to have easy, normal, hard, or like normal, hard, or yeah, or like, you know, easy, normal. You should have it probably normal, hard, right? Normal should be just the game, and then hard should be this like hard extra mode. Yeah, she's like, why do you call it easy? Like it makes no sense. Like it's illogical. Yeah, that's a concern. It's not like the hard. It's like some random crazy effect of Nenechii. It's more like, why do you name it easy? That is stupid. Like that's her concern. I don't know, that thing was so brilliant. That's such a brilliant joke there. It's just a defined moment per character. Like, this is my issue with you. You can't name stuff correctly. Like, it's illogical naming. I'm disappointed in you. Like, that's the point where it's like, oh man. Again, Nenechii, like that is just so good. And of course, it didn't work. So she's like, well, I have to work at home then. Unpaid. It's like, oh no. Don't you love me? Yeah, that was awesome. The moment was awesome, and of course Haru is trying to be like, come on Nenechii, you gotta work up as well. Anyway, then we got Tristan Sheen, and I think it was really beautiful here. As I mentioned earlier, I think Yun and Hashima is the cutest one. Because we see her, first she's bribing her, like, if you give me the sword, I get to home to my family, some food, some nice dates. Yeah. And she gets in there, she's like, we see her fighting with her siblings, right? With your siblings, but they're more like her children, because they're like 15 years younger than her or more, right? She's like way older than them. Yeah, she's like 15, 16 older than them, or at least. Probably like 20, probably. Yeah, like something like that. I think something like 15, 16 years older than her siblings. So a huge gap there. And she pretty much raises them alone, right? With Hashima, yeah. It's like, yeah, and they're like, Hashima, I love you. She's like, yeah, kids. Like that kind of feels to it, right? So it's like, and yeah, like she's playing with the children, and you're just making the food. It's like, okay, they're because last week they were like having this long date, right, for 10 minutes. So yeah, they're really hammering down like they are a couple. Like, yeah, I mean they're working late together, and half late the other ones, leaving it at the other ones. They're like, you wanna come to my place and play with my children, and maybe we can have a nice day. Like, yeah, the whole thing is like, yeah, they're super dating, super cute. The whole moment there, and then of course we see the other ones, Nanny and all ones who I mentioned earlier, except for that. And then of course we get to the Yagami part. So we have this kind of like lovable date with Yagami and Tomoya, and she gives her a present, a watch. She's like, oh, you use time frames and yada yada. She's like, oh, you do love me. And like, you're so mature now. So the Yagami I love is like, give me present and acting kind of sane and yeah, and being like a little holding back and so on. Yeah, it's like a very beautiful scene here. There's like one little candle here in the darkness, right? And of course, I mean, it's a very nice, yeah, very nice scene. The whole general scene was very nice. Maybe it was a little outpaced though, but I think it was a good scene. And of course, the ending is like, oh, I'm naked now. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I have this moment here. I was like, oh, I love you. It's like, yeah, if you love me, woo. It's like, great. It's like, God, you never changed. Yeah, which was great, right? Because she's like doing her whole thing there, and she's like, oh yeah, you're so mature now. I remember when we first met, you also did crazy stuff and so on. Now you're giving me presents, you're doing this for me, or oh, you're growing up to like a grown-up person. I'm so happy to be with you. That kind of feel that. Suddenly it's like turning around, like, why are you new? It's like, huh? Don't you love me? It's like, ugh. Fine. Yeah, it's like, oh my god. It's like, for one moment there, I earned some respect for you, and you threw it away. It's like, yeah, it's a great moment there. Of course, it wouldn't be the moment she loves right if she changes too much. So I think it's a great episode. Really good episode. Yeah, 10 out of 10 again. See you next week, which I think will be the second to next episode. Yeah. Probably finish again. Oh yeah, last point. Nenechii being forced to be at the mug again. Forced. But that was good too. She was like, Umiko was like, okay, good enough, Nenechii. But we're getting kind of, yeah, we have come a bit in this game. It's almost finished now. So I don't want to throw you in there because you're kind of cray-cray. So you're going to just test the game again. No! So I started coding now. And I almost like, oh, come on, Nanny, babe. You're the best tester they ever had. That's fine. Oh, that's true. I was like, and just Nanny moment, I was like, yeah, that's right. What does she do? It's like, yeah, classic Nenechii. It's like, the smug Nenechii is there. I am the best. Of course, they have me testing again. They need my expertise. Yeah. So that was great. It's like, he's motivator. It's like, oh, but the reason you do this thing because you're the best. That's like, you got me, Oba. You know me. So anyway, see you next week and have a great day.